Hey everyone, Charting Man Dan from ChartGuys.com. You know, behind every single video that we put out every single day, there's a wonderful community of traders that we want to invite you to be a part of. Try the free 7-day trial and gain access to our live market broadcasts every morning and afternoon, interact with hundreds of like-minded traders, or take part in one of our dedicated chat rooms, each led by an analyst that's there to answer your questions in real time. Our trial is risk-free with absolutely no commitment or credit card required to experience the TCG community. For those looking for a head start in technical analysis, check out our entries and exits course in the link below in the description. Get up to speed with the fundamentals of TCG technical analysis and experience over 5 hours of great community-driven trading education. Hello everyone, getting back into it, looking at SPY, IWM, and QQQ. So we have an inside bar today with the range fitting completely within the range of yesterday, and that is leading to low volume because of that tightening range. And we ended the day, we were ending the day very strong up near the high of the day. And then in the last hour, we saw profit taking. In my opinion, that was related to the financial sector getting ready for the stress test after hours. Looks like the stress test went all right for those banks. So the financial sector saw a little bit of upside. So we'll have to see how it shapes up tomorrow pre-market heading into the day. Essentially where we stand for now, as long as this middle Bollinger Band on the daily time frame continues to hold, the bulls are in full control. If we lose that level, we're looking down at our higher lows that have been established, 240.78, 241.18. But as of right now, just fine for the bulls coming off that all-time high, declining bear volume consolidation, and watching this tightening range. So the inside bar heading into tomorrow, the range that we're watching, we're looking at support of 242.64. A break of that level and the middle Bollinger Band is on deck. And if we see a bull break of 243.53, we are looking up towards the all-time high. So on the weekly time frame, upper Bollinger Band resistance is keeping the bulls in check, and that has been the case for the past month. We have rejected from the weekly upper Bollinger Band, but conveniently for the bulls, it has been ascending, creating room for the upside. So we have been able to continuously hit these new all-time highs, even though that has been acting as resistance and stifling the price, so to speak. IWM bulls showing up as well. There's a little bit of a difference here in the sense that we had our consolidation low of 139.28, our bounce, and then a lower low. So obviously the bulls would rather have held that level, and that kind of changes the psychology. Whenever I see a higher low pattern break and we get a lower low, then I have to be cautious of seeing lower highs and lower lows continue. So we do have a bullish day today, no doubt about that, and the bulls need another green day tomorrow to confirm that they are back in control. But even then, it's going to require now breaking 141.58 for me to be very confident that the bulls do have full control and are heading back to the all-time high. That little low being broken is enough to have me a bit more cautious than if it didn't happen. The weekly time frame for IWM is also consolidating below the upper Bollinger Band, still holding exponential support, holding the middle Bollinger Band support on the weekly time frame, and looking at this bullish MACD cross, but Bollinger Bands need to ascend and create room to the upside in order for that bull cross to happen, in my opinion. QQQ on the daily time frame got some further upside. The volume is continuously declining here, and this has now been about 6-7 days in a row. So keeping an eye out for a spike in volume and a spike in volatility and the direction with which that will occur. But we did make a bullish break and get to some higher highs here, and we saw that yesterday by getting over 140.55. That was the high at that point. So getting to 140, and then it was 140.59, and now 140.81, 141.22. So incrementally getting some higher highs here. Still struggling at the middle Bollinger Band resistance. We have rejected from this level now 2, 4, 5 times in the past 2 weeks. Bulls really want to close over that level to be closing in on this bullish MACD cross and regaining control fully, and that would have us looking at the new all-time high, or at the old all-time high, as the last resistance left. So in terms of where we stand right now, the key support is this little low of the consolidation most recently of 139.31. And the bulls want to close over this middle Bollinger Band, which is ascending ever so slightly day by day. And that's keeping it a little bit more difficult for the bulls to get over. QQQ holding exponential support just barely last week, a doji of indecision. But the fact that the bulls were able to break the high of last week and continue this movement to the upside, just like on the daily time frame of these names, we're watching the weekly higher low pattern as well, and it is still very much intact. So 135.50, 137.10, and watching to see if that remains the case with the bulls in full control. So that's what we've got heading into tomorrow. Inside bar on SPY will be what we are watching, and then we'll see where momentum is headed on the break of that inside bar as we head into next week. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you over the weekend.